In the vast realm of legends, islands hold a special allure. For some, these land masses embody extremes ranging from utopias to purgatories. Others think of islands as the perfect escape for an ideal vacation. Yet, when delving into the world of mythological islands, the tapestry of possibilities unfolds. While some of these legendary islands may have found a place in modern times with different names, others remain shrouded in mystery. Welcome back to Nautical Depths, and today we embark on a journey to explore these mythical land masses across the oceans. King Arthur, the famous king of the Britons, faced troubles in his marriage, much like today's British royals. When he discovered his queen was having an affair with Sir Lancelot, he went after the wayward knight to France. Meanwhile, the wicked Mordred seized control of the kingdom in Arthur's absence. Upon Arthur's return, a battle ensued to reclaim Britain. Although Mordred was defeated, Arthur suffered a mortal wound. In a bid to save him, Arthur was placed on a barge that transported him from our world to the magical Isle of Avalon, also known as the Isle of Apples. Avalon was where the legendary sword Excalibur was forged, and it was home to the witch Morgan. The hope was that her magical powers could heal the dying king. Different legends offer varying outcomes for Arthur. Some suggest he was healed, while others propose he entered a magical slumber. All stories agree that Arthur isn't gone forever. He will return from Avalon, where Britain needs him. Efforts to locate Avalon has been made by many. Some believe it is an island in the Atlantic, just off the coast of Britain. Others see Avalon as a poetic description of Glastonbury Tor, a hill often surrounded by mists, resembling an island floating above the land. Before Brazil became known to Europeans, there was an island called Hy-Brasil, located west of Ireland. It appeared on nautical maps for many centuries until it was eventually taken off the charts in the 1860s. In Irish legends, tales of lands to the west were common, but Hy-Brasil stood out as the most enduring myth. When John Cabot, the first European to reach the North American mainland since the Vikings, returned from his expedition, reports mentioned lands discovered in the past by men from Bristol who found Brazil. As exploration increased, and there were fewer places for Hy-Brasil to be hidden on maps, legends emerged to explain its disappearance. One legend suggested it was always surrounded by thick fogs, except for one day every 7 years. Over time, maps depicted the island as a diminishing feature until it was eventually labeled as Brazil Rock, a solitary mountain in the sea. An expedition claiming to have landed on Hy-Brasil reported that the island was home to enormous black rabbits and a solitary magician. From his solitary stone castle, the magician distributed gold and silver to the visitors. In ancient Greek mythology, Aeaea was an island where the sorceress and the goddess Cerso lived. This island was mentioned in Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey. Odysseus mentioned spending a year there, captivated by Cerso, on his way back to his home in Ithaca. Cerso provided Odysseus with instructions on using the north wind to cross the ocean on his journey to the underworld. Later, classical Roman writers referred to the island as Mount Cerso, on the western coast of Italy, southwest of Rome, although it may have seemed like an island due to the surrounding sea and marshlands. It's actually a small peninsula, although it could have been an island during Homer's time. Archaeologists discovered a cave on the cape, naming it Grotta della Maga Cersi, the cave of the sorceress Cerso, which might have been Cerso's winter residence. Another cave on the nearby island of Ponza is believed to be her mythical winter home. While many places mentioned by Homer can be traced to actual locations, Aeaea remains a mysterious place with a witch's retreat, resembling destinations from fairy tales. In these stories, lions and wolves peacefully roam around like friendly pets, a scene unlikely to occur in reality. The mythical island has also been featured in other literary works, such as Richard Aldington's 1933 novel All Men Are Enemies and John Banville's 1993 novel Ghosts. The Isle of Demons might want to change its name if it wants more visitors, but considering what's said to be there, maybe they prefer it that way. It's definitely not an ideal honeymoon spot, as a young bride named Marguerite discovered. Married to a French noble, Marguerite was traveling to meet him in the New World. However, she also had a crush on a handsome ship designer on the mission. The commander, unhappy with her scandalous behavior, did something extreme. He left her on an island known as the Isle of Demons. No one lived there because it was believed that demons would harm any visitors. Marguerite had to face these demons with her lover and nurse, armed with only 3 months' worth of supplies. When another ship rescued her 2 years later, Marguerite was the only survivor of these 3 left on the island. We don't know much about her life after that, or the exact location of the Isle of Demons. The west coast of Ireland has its share of mythological islands, and one that captures many imaginations is Tir Na Nog, the island of eternal youth. This place is extraordinary. There's no sickness, pain, or hunger. It's a land where meat and beer flow freely and everyone is blissfully happy. Surprisingly, there are no hangovers either. One tale about Tir Na Nog involves the Irish hero Oisin. He spotted Niamh, a beautiful maiden from the island, while she was riding by. Instantly smitten, Oisin fell in love with her. With the help of a magical horse, he visited Tir Na Nog with Niamh and spent a whole year there. However, he still yearned to see his home. Niamh provided another enchanted steed that could take him back to his homeland and return him to her. The catch was, he couldn't dismount or let his feet touch the ground during his visit. Once back among mortal men, Oisin witnessed peasants struggling to move a stone. Being gallant, he dismounted to help. In an instant, he aged into a very old man. A single year on Tir Na Nog equated to hundreds of years in the mortal world. While many islands on this list are often dismissed as fictional, there are still people today who firmly believe in the existence of Atlantis. According to the philosopher Plato, Atlantis was a powerful island and civilization located in the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlanteans were described as semi-divine beings living on a prosperous island, possessing incredible strength. Unfortunately, their might couldn't save them from their ultimate downfall. Plato recounts how the gods, displeased with their actions, sent an earthquake and fire, causing the island to sink. Despite Plato dating the story back 9,000 years before his time, some continue the quest to find the real Atlantis. Plato was a philosopher, not a geographer or historian, and many scholars view his narrative as a moral tale. Nevertheless, those convinced that Atlantis is a factual place propose various locations worldwide. Some claim Atlantis was in the Caribbean, the Atlantic off the Indian coast, in the North Sea, and even in the Andes. A compelling theory ties the historical fate of Santorini with Atlantis. Around 1450 BC, the Santorini volcano erupted, devastating the island. The explosion would have led to the demise of anyone on the island, and archaeological evidence indicates the presence of a relatively advanced culture on Santorini. Their end likely came from fire and earthquakes. While some islands remain firmly rooted in folklore, their influence permeates our cultural landscape. These mythical isles, with their enchanted narratives, provide a timeless escape into the realms of wonder and mystery. For more videos like this, keep watching Nautical Depths and hit the bell icon to stay updated with new arrivals.